Texas is a tiny little town in West Texas that's located about 60 miles from the border with Mexico. When I say it's a tiny town, I mean it's a population of just over 2,000 people. You really have to make an effort to get here. In fact, I believe it's about 3 hours from the nearest major airport, which is in El Paso. So why do people go to Marfa, Texas?
Audrey!
Mexican Coke.
Audrey!
Mexicano Coca-Cola.
If you had to choose one word to describe Marfa, it would probably be weird. You might say strange, or you might call it creative.
Haven't seen those chairs since, I don't know, high school.
Marfa, oddly enough, is a very artistic town. Its history goes back quite a long ways. In fact, I saw a historical marker that claims that this area was settled like in the 1500s. A nearby town, Presidio, claims to be the oldest town in America. Now, I don't know about that, but the point is, it really does have a rich history. The history of Marfa as an art town goes back to the 70s when a guy from New York moved down here and he started using this basically cheap desert land to set up these massive outdoor art installations. And I would show you some of that art, but they have a no photo and video policy. So what the heck, we won't promote them here. They had it their way. It's a beautiful desert terrain. It's also very desolate. Just outside Marfa is Prada Marfa, which is an art installation set up by apparently a couple of Swedish artists for people who are coming to and from Marfa. Prada Marfa is actually about 34 miles west of Marfa, so you could get to it fairly quickly from Interstate 10. I mean, it would probably be an hour round trip to go there, but it's a great place to snap some photos or video and a very unique artistic installation.
I might just ask if we can get some of that.
The food here is remarkably good. It's not what you expect to find in a small town. There are a lot of surprisingly sophisticated restaurants, and there's some great food trucks. You know, we stopped at one called Food Shark, for example. We have the Marfa Falafel.
Ooh.
And the bacon and brie.
Fancy.
Most of the businesses in the town have this sort of edgy, artistic bent. So if you're traveling along Interstate 10 in South Texas, say from El Paso to Houston, Marfa makes an interesting little detour. You don't really lose that much time. You got to get on Highway 90 and come down to it. One thing we noticed in Marfa, the police are very active here.
It's a trap!
In fact, we got stopped by a police officer because the license plate bulb on Seymour was burned out, apparently. They're kind of looking for a good reason to pull you over, so don't give them one when you come to Marfa. Make sure that you've got your I's dotted and your T's crossed before you pull into town. You know, Marfa's the type of place where you might see space aliens. It's got that weird vibe to it. In fact, Marfa is famous for something called the Marfa Lights, which are these mysterious lights that appear out in the desert sky. So this entire facility was built specifically to view the Marfa Mystery Lights. But I'm told it's also a free camping area and you can boondock here in your RV. and nobody really knows what causes those lights. You definitely see a lot of stars out here in the desert, so if you're into astrophotography or just looking at beautiful stars, you're going to see them out here because there's really not much in terms of light pollution. Behind me is the Chihuahuan Desert. It's teeming with vicious wild chihuahuas. Oh, you give me the paw. Oh, okay, I'll bet you. There are only 2 RV parks in town, really. They're not very large, so I would imagine that if there is a busy season around here, they would fill up pretty quickly. There are plenty of places to boondock, but you might want to ask permission first. Because like I said, the police are pretty active, and if there's any kind of ordinance against it, you can bet you'll be getting a knock on your door. Now, if you come to Marfa during the week, it's probably going to be pretty quiet. At times, it feels like kind of a ghost town. I mean, there just aren't that many people around here, and it seems strange to find so many really nice restaurants and bars in a town of this size. Several of those restaurants and bars will shut down operations during the week, but apparently a lot of people come in here on the weekends. So the weekend scene is probably pretty busy. So we're in downtown Marfa, and lo and behold, we just met a long honeymoon YouTube subscriber, Marty from Connecticut.
Yeah, my first time coming into Marfa right now. And like I said, until then, I've been in Alpine for the poetry, cowboy poetry thing.
All right.
And they got some pretty good sized stars going to be in there tonight, you know.
Wow.
All your stuff in there has been great. It's been helping us a lot. And I've never been much of an internet person, so I just kind of logged on somewhere and saw your thing, and after that I just kind of stayed with you a lot.
Well,
I appreciate it so
Well, thank you
much.
for
And there's only
watching.
been like a couple of months, 2 or 3 months since
Yeah.
I bought it new, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And been enjoying a lot.
You know, if you're on I-10, you're traveling east or you're traveling west, you might put Marfa on your radar screen. It is a place you could stop on the way to Big Bend National Park, which is located a couple hours from Marfa.
There's also another town about 20 miles from here called Alpine. There's more people here for sure. There's more hustle and bustle. And not that it's a big town by any means, but definitely more lively than Marfa. And it's just, to me, a more traditional, small Texas town. And Alpine is a really cute town. It's not as quirky and weird as Marfa. It's more like a sweet, you know, little southern country town. Whereas Marfa is sort of that weird hipster artist enclave type of place. They're so close to each other that you can visit them both, whether you stay in Alpine or you stay in Marfa. So it's definitely worth staying for a night or two and checking it out at least once if you get the chance.
Plantain. Is it a fruit or vegetable? Hard to tell.
What's this stuff?
They called it slop sauce, but it sort of has like a lime taste to it. I don't know. It's awesome. That's all I can say.
Slop sauce.
I would buy that by the gallon. That stuff is
I've
awesome.
actually had people want me to do it that way.
Yeah.
And I maybe eventually will.
You should.
Market
You
it.
could sell that so easily. It was wonderful.
So that's a quick look at Marfa and Alpine, Texas. You know, one of the great upsides of RV travel is the ability to find these places that are a little bit out of the way and really see a different side of America. As always, thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You keep subscribing and we'll keep on making videos. Until next time, Lolo Ho.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you disliked it, give it a thumbs down. Feel free to leave a comment. And of course, don't forget to subscribe.
But it is weird. You've been warned.